Shane.
And I'm Denise.
We are the founders of Williamson and Maury Performing Arts. And part of the fun is having the community come out and creating a space like this into something that people can perform and have fun with and enjoy. And we hope you enjoy the show. This is the first show of our second season. And we've got 2 more coming up. You have some information about the second one, I think.
Yes, the next one is called Drinking Habits, which is not what you think it is. It is nuns and priests. And the nuns are trying to keep their convent open, unbeknownst to the main nun. And they're doing that by making the devil's mouthwash. So, fun show. We've got, during intermission, we got a QR code where you can see all the different characters. We'd love for you to come out and audition for this because our cast, we have people who've been acting for forever. And we have some who, this is their first show, and this is community theater, and that's what it's all about. So, enough about drinking habits.
Yep. Let's cover the safety stuff.
All right, so exits are the door you just came in. There's another exit clear down the end of the hallway. Silence your phone. I think I silenced mine. I'll make sure. And then bathrooms. I've had a good weekend. Last year, one show, I plunged and plunged and plunged. Yes. And mopped and mopped and mopped. So, ladies, I've told a lot of you this. Use the bathroom that is the larger stall. The other one is quite particular. And some bathrooms are down the hallway also. So, with that,
Yep. We'll get the show started.
Next, please. Sometimes people ask me, Miss Hatter, just how did you become a famous lady detective in the early 1900s, an age when the role of women was quite circumscribed both by social convention and sometimes by the law itself? How were you, an otherwise conventional, if unusually spirited woman from a privileged background in the upper middle class, able to break down gender barriers, solve unsolvable crimes, and leap tall buildings in a single bound? Oh, that one's something else. That hasn't even happened yet. The answer for me here in the early 1900s is the same as it is for you in your time and most people through all of time. I had money, but it's not what you think. Well, maybe it is that too. Rank does have its privileges. But in this case, I really did have some money. Money that an ancient and financially fortunate aunt had sent to me, her beloved niece. Money that I intended to deposit in the First National Bank of Somersville, because, well, only Confederate veterans bury their money in a mason jar in the backyard. And as a famous philosopher will someday say, if you're not in the first, then you're in, well, you don't see many second national banks. There's probably a reason for that. Anyway, there I was, waiting oh so patiently in line, when a very rude person had the gall to just barge in and interrupt everyone.
Next, please.
Not her. She's the teller. Him.
All right, everybody, hands in the air. This is a holdup.
How positively invigorating an actual bank robbery. It's like being in the Wild West.
Give me all your money. Hurry it up.
No, truth be told, I don't think that's how any of us reacted. But it makes for a better story, don't you agree? Isn't that what it's all about? A better story? Add a few embellishments here, shade a few points there.
I said hurry it up.
All right, then. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It was all quite frightfully frightful.
Yes, sir. Filling up the bags as fast as I can, sir.
So, there we were, all of us with our hands in the air as the very rude gentleman had instructed. Quite an impressive lot we were, if I do say so myself. Over there was a veteran of the Spanish-American War, claimed he once charged up San Juan Hill with Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders, won a commendation for bravery, valor in the face of danger, all that. Of course, now his hands were up in the air. Over there was a gent who said he had performed many feats of derring-do in his day, wrestling grizzly bears in the Yukon, scaling the great peaks of the Himalayas, and most impressive of all, facing down a wild pack of crazed savages fellow who once sailed up the Nile and insisted he came face to face with a charging lion. Or was it a charging elephant? Accounts vary, although I think you'd know the difference. In any case, all the same, hands in the air. So, with all of these brave, strong, heroic men quaking in their boots, what could I, a delicate specimen of the female persuasion, be expected to do but comply with this beastly ogre's odious demands? Oh, you silly boy. If you believe that, then I have a bridge to sell you. Here's what I did.
All right, here you go. It's all we have. Please, don't shoot. Don't shoot!
All right, nobody move till I'm out of here. I'll blast you all full of holes.
Oh, sir? Yoo-hoo! Excuse me.
What do you want?
Well, far be it from me to tell you how to conduct your decidedly unlawful business, but it seems to me that you're passing up a splendid opportunity to acquire even more ill-gotten gains.
Lady, what are you doing? Are you crazy?
You've got those bags of money, and I'm sure there's quite a bit of filthy lucre in both of those. But just look at all of these men here. They look rather prosperous, don't you think?
What are you jabbering about?
They look rather prosperous to me.
Are you crazy? You'll get us all killed.
Just think of how much money they must have in their wallets. Surely you don't want to leave all of their money on the table, so to speak, or in their wallets.
Just let him go. We'll make up the loss somehow.
And just look at my purse. Why, I might have come to make a deposit. I might have a purse full of gold and silver. Of course, I'd have more silver if William Jennings Bryan had ever been elected, but I suppose that's beside the point now.
You got your will ready?
Of course, you wouldn't want to just snatch my purse and run off with it. That would be suspicious. Not very manly to go traipsing through the city carrying a lady's purse either. Don't you agree? But you can come rifle through it and see if you can find anything of value.
Give me that.
Gladly.
Don't be a fool. We're all undone now.
On the contrary, we are not undone, but this gentleman is about to be.
Ow!
Oh, did I scratch you? I'm sorry. I meant to stab you. Let me try again.
Ow! Ah!
I would like a happen,
Ah!
though, if you don't mind.
Get away from me! Get away from me!
Well, it seemed like the ladylike thing to do at the time. None of the men were doing anything, and I was the best armed.
All right, now, off you go.
Well, naturally, the police showed up and showed the robber fellow off to his own special quarters and taxpayer expense.
That one right there, the woman.
Yes, yes, you can tell it to the judge. Now, get a move on.
Otherwise known as the city jail. I must tell you, it was all rather exhilarating. Well, for me, not so much for him.
You too, lady.
Excuse me?
You heard me. You are under arrest.
I beg your pardon?
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right. Wait, that's not the law here in the early 20th century. My mistake. You're just under plain old arrest.
What are you arresting me for?
Assault with a deadly weapon.
A deadly weapon? Where?
Right there.
What? A revolver? A bowie knife? Oh, let me guess. An axe. You know, like that poor misunderstood Miss Forden lady. She's very good at counting, you know. Regrettably, I seem to have left my axe at home today.
None of those, ma'am.
None of those. Such a shame. I hear those are all quite popular weapons.
This one is much worse, actually.
Much worse? Whatever could it be?
Your hat pin.
My hat pin. That was self-defense. He was robbing the bank.
Precisely, madam. He was committing a crime against property with an implied threat of violence. You committed actual violence.
Well, I never.
Actually, you did. Twice. Just a word to the wise. I hope you have a good attorney because a judge might look the other way for that first stab, but that second one was definitely premeditated.
I demand a jury and my peers.
I'm afraid that's not possible, ma'am. Women aren't allowed to serve on juries.
They're too sensitive.
Too sentimental.
Too flighty.
Why, next thing you know, women will be demanding the right to vote.
We are demanding the right to vote.
Well, there you go then. It's a slippery slope. Next thing you know, they'll be running for president. All yours. Be careful. She's got a temper.
You're darn right I've got a temper.
But sorry, ma'am, but this is evidence now.
All right, ma'am, state your name.
I'll do no such thing.
It's just for the paperwork.
Very well. My name is Madeline Hatter. Maddie to my friends.
Maddie Hatter.
To my friends. You're not one of my friends.
Well, Mrs. Hatter, it's going to cost your husband a bit of money to spring you from the joint.
I don't know why he assumed I was married and didn't have my own money. Except for maybe all of those archaic laws that consider women to be the property of men. Anyway, that's how I found myself in...
Cell block 6. And don't worry, ma'am, you'll have company soon enough.
I will.
You women are a menace, you know that. A real menace. Why, a decent man can't go out of his house nowadays without fear of being assaulted by one of you women in your hat pins.
Actually, I thought it was the other way around, that women are afraid to venture outside without the security of their headpieces. I suppose perspective varies, now doesn't it? Well, here's my perspective. The policeman was right. I would have plenty of company soon enough. The first to arrive was Charlotte.
All right, here you go.
Don't hand me, you brute. Go, girl. I mean, such language.
Thanks to you, that nice young man back there nearly lost his hand.
I'll have you know he wasn't a nice young man. And if he had kept his hand to himself, he wouldn't have to worry about that, now would he?
Boys will be boys.
Oh, the boys better learn some manners.
What's the problem? A masher?
Oh, not a problem at all. I mashed him right back.
Oh. How? Surely a fine young lady such as yourself did not engage in, dare I say it, fisticuffs?
Of course not. What kind of lady do you think I am? That would be beneath my dignity. I jabbed him with a hat pin.
That would have the desired effect.
It certainly had an effect on his desire.
Charlotte was like a lot of young women nowadays. She was not content to be confined to the parlor. It's a new century, and a new century calls for new ways.
Too bad men are stuck in their old ways.
Society will just have to get used to the idea that women are now quite capable of thinking for themselves, speaking for themselves,
Of course, that one is now stuck in a new way.
and acting for themselves.
Did you know a hat pin could double as a shish kebab? I had no idea. But now he does.
Okay, you're gonna have to make room for 2 more. The reign of terror continues, I'm afraid.
And then there were Cecilia and Deirdre.
The hatpin peril is indeed real. Very real.
Oh, as real as mermaids and kraken, but we don't lock them up, I've noticed.
Ah,
He called us a peril. That's good. I think that's good.
Or as we came to know them, Dee Dee and Cece.
I've always wanted to be a peril. I suppose it's better than a scourge. Well, a scourge sounds like some sort of farm implement. Time to scourge the back 40. Time to scourge the corn. Time to scourge the goats. Oh, that does sound rather fun, though, doesn't it? Maybe not for the goats.
Peril sounds more dainty.
Well, I suppose it does sound more ladylike.
Peril is more ladylike.
Menace. Maybe someday we can work our way up to menace.
Menace doesn't sound very ladylike.
I think it all depends on how you say it.
Well, we're not exactly very ladylike, though, now, are we, Cece?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought trying to rob the jewelry store was very ladylike. What lady doesn't like some fine jewelry?
I think that policeman thought of it as a crime.
Well, it's only because we got caught. If we hadn't gotten caught, we'd have rings on our fingers and bells on our toes, and we'd be very ladylike.
I think we'd be rather loud with all those bells ringing every time we took a step.
Wait. You two robbed a jewelry store?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say robbed exactly. That's a rather unfortunate sounding word. Don't you think?
Oh, very unfortunate.
Technically, we didn't steal anything. We just tried to.
So how did you try to rob a jewelry store?
Oh, why, we used our feminine wiles.
Yeah. What my sister means to say is we pulled out our hat pins.
Stick 'em up.
You know I like these two.
We would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for one teensy mistake.
It wasn't a teensy mistake.
Fine, one single mistake.
A single mistake, but it wasn't teensy.
And what mistake was that?
There was a police officer standing right behind us in the store.
That'll do it.
Yeah. But other than that, it was a foolproof plan.
I'm not sure I like the way that sounds.
Well, in hindsight, we should have offered to cut it in on the deal. Although, technically, we were offering to cut the shopkeeper unless he made us a deal.
I don't think he considered give us all your diamonds and jewelry to be much of a deal.
Well, he just wasn't thinking of the big picture.
And what big picture was that?
Oh, think of the free publicity. Daring thieves empty out downtown store. I'm sure they'd mention the name of the business in there somewhere. Would be shoddy newspapering if they didn't, don't you think?
Oh, by that logic, I would think every jewelry store should want to be robbed.
See, it's a win-win proposition. We were practically doing him a favor.
One of the many ironies of late-stage capitalism.
So, there we were, all of us locked in the same cell. It was a rather dreadful state of affairs, although I suppose there are more dreadful things in the world.
Famine.
The hangman's noose.
War.
Transportation to Australia.
Disease.
The entire antiquated criminal code.
Injustices of every kind.
The social and economic conditions that create such vast inequities between wealth and poverty that otherwise decent people are forced to turn to a life of crime just to survive.
I don't know what you're talking about. I rather like stealing.
Naturally, that's not what our governments are concerned with. Not the famine, war, disease, or injustice thing, or any of those other things either.
Oh, the government's very concerned with the hangman's noose.
So are we, for that matter.
Mostly whether to use a slip knot or a Windsor knot.
Instead, this is what has government alarmed.
This is a panic.
A menace.
A peril.
Oh, peril. He said peril.
Why, women are practically walking around with swords in their hats.
Oh, I don't see any problem with that. Do you?
These murderous weapons must be banned at once.
The public safety demands it.
What about my safety? Men have been walking around with swords for centuries, but let a woman with a hatpin dare to defend herself, and suddenly that's cause for public alarm?
Oh, alarm. Now there's a word I like.
Yes, that's it. Wouldn't you say that's pretty much it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Can't have women getting out of hand, you know. Don't know where that might lead.
Oh, I think we know where that might lead.
Oh, I think we know where that's already led.
Baltimore,
Chicago.
Milwaukee,
Pittsburgh.
New Orleans.
Sydney. That's in Australia. Down under. Way down under.
All those cities have taken action against the dire emergency of ladies' hat pins.
Ooh, emergency. I like that one too.
Not just an emergency, but a dire emergency.
Regulate them.
Seize them.
Jail them.
Wait, are we talking about the ladies or the ladies' hat pins?
Does it really matter?
I suppose not, now that you mention it. Fight the peril!
Do you think they'll send me to the chair? I think it would be very unfair if they sent me to the chair.
They won't send you to the chair.
That's quite a relief.
More likely the hangman's noose.
What? Well, there's only one recourse then.
What's that? To throw ourselves on the mercy of the court?
Oh, now don't be silly. I don't throw myself on just anyone. I usually inquire first to make sure they have money.
Well, there was that one handsome young gent we met at the billiard hall.
There's ladies present.
So, tell us, how big was his wallet?
A lot lighter when we got through with it. Please, please. Don't we have more important business at hand?
Like finding an attorney and concocting a credible defense.
Oh, no, Dee Dee, that would just be giving them what they want.
Well, I want to avoid another stint in the ladies' penitentiary. Didn't exactly merit a 5-star rating the first time around. Or the second.
You two have been to prison?
Oh, don't be so surprised, dearie. Getting in's easy. Getting out is harder.
That's the truth.
Which is why I always carry a lady's most prized possession next to my heart.
Your brassiere?
Oh, nonsense. A hat pin. Quite good for picking locks, they are.
Well, I suppose you could say facilitating an early and unauthorized exit isn't exactly cricket.
I don't know what any of those fancy words mean. We just call it a breakout.
On the other hand, none of us have ever been invited to play cricket, so I can't say for certain.
Why, looky there. This must be their new open door policy. Far be it for me not to avail myself of the opportunity. Toodles!
What my sister means to say is, we're out of here.
A jailbreak? Then again, I don't see anything being broken. Might as well just be an official invitation for me to be on my merry way.
Wait!
Surely you don't intend for us to stay in here, do you?
Of course not. I merely want to suggest that we do this again sometime. Just not in a jail
repute. Our cousin Flossie worked at a house of repute. Did quite well for herself, she did.
I don't think we should talk about Cousin Flossie.
Oh, I don't know why everyone else in town did. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter. It was a house of very good repute, I hear.
As I was saying, a tea shop.
Oh, this is fancy. Isn't this fancy, Dee Dee?
Very fancy.
See if you can ask for some extra silverware. We might be able to get something for her.
Here you are, ladies. Thank you, Effie. This is Effie, and this is Effie's tea shop. That's shop with an extra P and an E on the end. Sounds fancier that way? Actually, that's just the way the sign maker made it. How was I to know? The typical girl of my generation went to school for no more than 7 years, if that. So how was I to know? But it does let me charge 10% more for things, so there's that.
Pardon me. Would you happen to have any extra spoons?
Of course. I'll just take this and get you a new one. I may be young, but I wasn't born yesterday, you know.
Well, it was worth a try.
So, I thought a little celebration was in order after your trying ordeal the other day.
I think technically, in order for it to be trying, you'd have to go on trial first. Otherwise, it's just an ordinary ordeal.
Really, we'd be better off if the hat through a master's hand was an ordinary ordeal.
Oh, here, here.
Well, have you ever had any problems with mashers?
I know. And that's the problem now, isn't it?
Then why are you cheering?
A lady can dream, right?
Think of all the ladies out there who can't afford a hat pin to defend themselves.
Like us.
But you had hat pins.
Oh, we have several. We just can't afford them.
Oh, we stole them.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. But that's exactly the problem now, isn't it? That they stole some hat pins? That there are some ladies who can't afford a hat pin with which to defend themselves. Perhaps we should take up a collection.
Oh, Dee Dee and I will offer to look after the money.
More eyes, more safekeeping.
Only we had a safe.
A noble idea, but charity only goes so far.
Oh, you are so right. The last time we absconded with the collection plate, it only had enough money to get us past dinner time.
I told you to wait until they were through passing it around.
I'm thinking of something a bit more action-oriented, shall we say? We could all write letters to the editor of the local newspaper.
Doesn't sound very action-oriented to me.
Here's your spoon.
Just one?
You've got only one now, right? Ooh, we could stage a protest rally, like the suffragettes.
Think of the pockets we could pick.
I think you mean purses.
We probably don't want to do anything to distract from the suffragist movement.
Oh, the whole key to picking pockets is not to be distracting.
So what can we do then? We've got to do something to make it possible for women to defend themselves out in public. Either that or make men think twice before putting their grabby hands where they shouldn't be. I'm at a complete loss. Well, if you ask me, which you didn't, if you really wanted to be able to protect people, you'd have women patrolling downtown, armed with the longest, sharpest hat pins they can find. And whenever they come upon some man doing something he shouldn't, they'd slip up behind him when least expected and jab him right in the keister. I like how she thinks. But that's just me. Well, that would be action-oriented.
Oh, and it sounds like a lot of fun, too.
Here, I always thought tea shops were these stuffy places where ladies just talked about cucumber sandwiches all day.
And that is how I became a famous lady detective. Well, technically I became a lady a long time ago, but a lady never tells her age, so we won't talk about that. That was, however, when the Ladies' Hatpin Detective Agency and Self-Defense League came into being. Well, there was some fuss and bother over things like bylaws and rules of order and some such, but you get the basic idea.
We do hereby pledge and highly resolve to use our happens to defend the right and avenge the wrong, to prick the conscience of society, and when necessary, its hindquarters, to stick to the point, but when called upon, to point the stick, and to do so with all the grace, elegance, and gentleness of a proper lady.
Except, of course, when circumstances require otherwise. Of course.
There are always exceptions to every rule.
Wouldn't want to box ourselves in now, would we?
When they started talking about grace, elegance, and gentleness, I thought for sure that would rule us out. And to gather here for a cup of tea and biscuits each Tuesday at 3 o'clock sharp.
I don't think I've ever cared for punctuality so much in all my life. Sharp.
The heartbreak thing, or the done wrong thing, or the combination of the above thing? I'm betting it's a combination of the above thing.
It's nothing like that.
When a woman says it's nothing like that, it means, what does that mean?
They took all my money.
They robbed you? It wasn't me, I swear.
We were nowhere near the place.
Oh, wait, we're not men, so we're off the hook.
Thank goodness. I was worried for a minute.
They didn't rob me.
I don't understand then. How'd they take your money?
I don't want to talk about it.
When a woman says she doesn't want to talk about it, well, that could mean anything, really.
What's this? I think it's a newspaper.
Or sometimes a fly swatter.
Or sometimes a spider stumper.
Or sometimes a back scratcher.
I definitely scratched that spider's back.
It's an all-purpose tool, actually.
Some people even claim to read it. Not that I ever have. I'd like to keep my name out of the popular press myself.
Especially the police blotter.
Oh, I hear that's very popular.
I know what a newspaper is.
Annie, why are you showing it to us?
It's all right there.
Sewer rats, the size of penguins, crown themselves kings of subterranean empire. Well, that doesn't make any sense. How am I supposed to know how big a penguin is?
And if it's an empire, wouldn't that be an emperor? I think the rats are selling themselves short.
Not there. There.
King George bags pheasant on Scottish outing.
Sounds like he's the one they should be sending in the sewers. He could have bagged a rat the size of a penguin instead.
Sorry. Other side.
Swindle.
Swindle? That's all it says? That's not very informative.
There's a whole article underneath it. Maybe you're supposed to read that.
Oh, that. Too long, didn't read.
Panic rules the street. Firms collapse amid bank run. Government powerless to stop stampede. Unscrupulous speculators make off with fortune while great men stand ruined. And not just great men either.
I think great men is one of those, what do you call them? Oxymorons.
Oh, I've known plenty of regular morons, but I don't think I've known any oxy ones. Do you, Dee Dee?
What about Cousin Jed? Oh, he was definitely not a regular moron. Okay, remember the time that he hid his gunpowder in the flour sack, and then Aunt Bessie was making a birthday cake for Granny Mae's 90th birthday, and when they blew out the candles, it nearly blew the poor woman to kingdom come.
I don't think you can blame Cousin Jed for that. Granny Mae really should have tried harder to blow those candles out. Sitting there yelling, fire in the hole, fire in the hole. That didn't solve anything.
But you can blame Cousin Jed for throwing the rest of it in the outhouse.
I still say the Wright brothers weren't the first ones to fly. Uncle Joe should get some credit for when that thing self-combusted.
It was the only time in history there were two moons in the sky at the same time. Looked just like Haley's Comet, it did. A big tail of fire right across the sky.
Oh, except Haley's Comet didn't have a lot of colorful words coming after it.
On the plus side, every preacher in the county had enough material for sermons all summer long.
Oh, and us kids had a much larger vocabulary.
Are you two done?
Oh, no, we've got lots more stories. Do you want to hear the time about when Cousin Jeff put the baby porcupine down the back of Cousin Mabel's dress?
Or how Cousin Mabel turned him from a baritone to a tenor, just like that.
Oh, like that.
As interesting as those stories are, I believe perhaps we should focus on a more immediate task at hand. Did these swindlers take your money?
Yes,
How much?
all of it. Everything. All I've got left is what's in the till.
How did they do it?
I don't know. I put all my money in the bank, and then one day, the bank was gone. Just gone.
Speculators.
That's awful.
Swindlers.
It's terrible.
Shamsters. I don't know if that one is a word, but it keeps up the alliteration.
Perhaps someday there'll be a government agency that insures bank deposits so that ordinary people aren't left holding the bag when the bank goes under. Of course, that would require more than a new word. That would require a new deal.
But that would be socialism. Can't have that now, can we?
I don't know. Can we?
But we can have justice, can't we? I said, can't we?
I don't know, but I do rather like the sound of the word shamsters.
Kind of makes me think it's a career goal. Either that or hand
The only justice for me would be getting all my money back.
Well, first things first, ladies. First we need to figure out who these swindlers are.
The papers don't say. The papers never say.
I'm not saying. Honor among thieves, you know.
These thieves made off with Effie's life savings. This isn't the poor stealing from the rich. This is the rich stealing from the poor.
Oh, that solves it then. They must be in government.
Whose side are you on here, the plutocrats or the proletariat?
Now who's sounding like a socialist?
Well, I could say plutocrats or the poor, but that doesn't roll as trippingly off the tongue. But plutocrats, it's such a great word. It really has to get used, don't you think?
Well, now that you put it that way.
Especially because the planet Pluto hasn't been discovered yet.
Well, it hasn't been demoted yet either.
So, it's decided. We will try to figure out who took Effie's money and get it back to her.
Is that what we decided? I thought we just decided we liked the word plutocrats.
Just not the plutocrats themselves.
We have hatpins, and we have heart. We will have justice. We just first have to figure out who to deliver it to. So, here's the plan.
That's not much of a plan.
You've got a better idea?
Not really.
All right then, off we go.
For justice.
For Effie.
Justice for Effie!
I don't know how to thank all of you. Well, no need to thank us yet. We haven't found any culprits yet. But when we do,
Right to the unmentionables. Oh, I think we'd mention it.
oh, go, shoot, scram, let's start beating those streets.
You
No great deed was ever accomplished without caffeine. Okay, now we can go do great things. Hip, hip, tally-hoo, and off we go. Oh, and you can all go too, just not for very far or for very long. Say 15 minutes. Toodaloo. You know what? I said we'd be gone about 15 minutes, but let's just suspend our disbelief and imagine that 24 hours have gone by. Sundown in the west, sun back up in the east, the usual way of things. The morning paper on the doorstep, the milk in the bushes. Or maybe that's the milk on the doorstep and the morning paper in the bushes. All depends on who's doing the delivery that day, I suppose. So, ladies, what did you discover?
The bank is completely empty.
Silent as the grave. Hope somebody's happy somewhere.
Financial district is completely abuzz. It's all they're talking about. Well, that and the brazen young woman who tried to get into one of their private clubs and had to be escorted out by maitre d' and several large butlers.
Who was the brazen young woman?
Oh, I have no idea, but she sure stirred up a commotion.
Now get out and stay out. Take all your suffragist fantasies with you.
I'll have you know they're not fantasies. Someday women will have the right to vote. Someday women will hold public office. Someday women will rule the world.
Easy now. Let's not push it. One thing at a time. So back to the matter at hand. What did you two find?
Oh, us? Well, we didn't really find much of anything.
just a wallet.
Nothing of real significance, really.
And technically, we didn't exactly find the wallet.
Oh, we found the wallet in the man's back pocket.
And then, lo, we found it in our hands.
I don't know how that happened.
Actually, I do, but we have the right against self-incrimination.
It was a miracle, it was.
Along with some clever eye-to-hand coordination.
Oh, and a very sharp hat pin.
Oh!
Once he doubled over in pain, he never even noticed his back pocket. Funny how that works.
You know, I think it's the same principle as when you go to the doctor and you tell him your big toe hurts. And then he hits you on the head, and then you don't notice how much your big toe hurts anymore.
You were supposed to be scouring the city for clues, not picking pockets downtown.
Sorry, old ways die hard.
He does have quite a bit of money, though.
Let me see that. because the man had a lot of money, it doesn't mean he was one of the swindlers that took down Effie's bank.
Sure makes him more of a suspect than all the men without money, though.
And certainly more of a suspect than the women without money. Well, we should figure out who this belongs to so we can return this wallet to its rightful owner.
Oh, I have no problem returning the wallet. It's just the money we want to keep.
Yeah, here we go. A Jacob Dollarman.
That's an odd name.
That's more than an odd name. Effie, do you still have that newspaper you had yesterday?
Not anymore. Had to burn it for heat.
Then check the ashes. See if any pieces survive. What do you want with yesterday's newspaper?
Oh, yesterday's paper would have the day before yesterday's news. Oh, it's like going back in time.
But if it was not something new, shouldn't it be called an old paper?
Oh, well, you know, if someone could invent a newspaper that could run tomorrow's news, we could go down to the track and make a killing.
But only if we're the only subscribers.
We'd only have to do it once and then we'd own the place.
I don't have yesterday's paper, but I do have today's. I do try to keep abreast of the news.
Here, you hold this.
Someday we may have the right to vote, and I'll need to know who to vote against.
Let me put my gloves on.
Probably all of them.
Ink is so messy.
There, that simplifies that, I suppose.
Some people have their reading glasses. I have my reading gloves.
I could use some boxing gloves.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
A lady must have standards, you know.
So, what did you find on your outing? Looks like Cece and I are the only ones that came back with any loot.
I don't think we were supposed to bring back any loot. I thought we were trying to find the ones who did the looting. And so we have, quite possibly,
Quite possibly doesn't have the same level of certainty as so we have.
Quite possibly does incite a certain amount of uncertainty.
what's the name on that wallet again?
George Washington. Abraham Lincoln. Alexander Hamilton.
A man of many identities.
I had no idea William McKinley was on the $500 bill.
Oh, especially since that won't happen until 1918. Maybe it's one of those time travel things.
Or that Mr. Dollarman was such a fan of the 25th president.
I bet it's because of his monetary policies and support of the gold standard.
Yes, Dollarman. There it is, right there. Read that. Panic at a district.
If time travel were true, that could be Panic at the Disco.
Fallout from financial crisis continues to rock the city.
Rock! In that case, we will. Never mind.
Keep reading.
The president of the doomed bank could not be reached for comment, but Jacob Dollarman was said by associates to have been left destitute by the bank's collapse without a penny to his name.
Oh, I can't vouch for that. We took his wallet. I didn't check for pocket change.
It's redundant anyway. The newspaper should have stopped after the word destitute. Are there no copy editors at this paper?
So that means
That means either this story is all a lie and he wasn't left destitute after all.
how much money is in that wallet?
Well, he's a fan of quite a few presidents.
If he wasn't destitute before, he's destitute now.
Or the bank collapse didn't really happen and it's just an elaborate plot to steal depositors' money.
Either way, that means one thing. What's that? This is your money. Some of it anyway.
Hey, we stole that fair and square.
It also means we should find this mysterious Mr. Dollarman.
Oh, so we can return his wallet to him?
Minus my money, I hope.
I guess finders keepers doesn't mean anything anymore.
My guess is if Mr. Dollarman had this much money in his wallet, he might have even more hidden away somewhere else. Money that doesn't necessarily belong to him.
You're certainly jumping to a lot of conclusions. I like it.
So, it appears that we owe you two ladies a debt of gratitude.
Is that debt backed by the gold standard? Or do you believe in free silver?
I think it's just fancy talk, for they don't owe us anything.
Now, if you were a bank president,
got you this money back now, didn't it?
Should have been our money, but whatever.
Here's the one fact that should get our attention. The president of a failed bank is reported to be destitute, yet is walking around with a small fortune in his pocket. That suggests to me either that the Daily Miracle here can't be trusted to get the facts right,
They do get the weather wrong a lot.
or maybe the Daily Miracle has been duped the same way we all have.
Like that time they said that someday we'd be able to split the atom and build rockets to go to the moon and Mars and unlock all the mysteries of the universe.
Yeah, that does sound pretty preposterous.
No, that part made sense. It was when they said that someday women in the workplace would make the same as men. Like that would ever happen.
Or perhaps the Daily Miracle has been in on this scheme all along.
The newspaper barons are part of the patriarchy and the oligarchy and all of those other archies.
Either way, there's a lot more going around in the dark than Santa Claus, and I intend to find out what it is.
Wait, this part feels familiar. Didn't we just do this?
Well, yes, but now we know where to look. We do? Where? Where else would we look for thieves?
Oh, well, we could look right here at us. I don't think that's what she had in mind.
A group of lions is called a pride. A group of elephants is called a parade.
Ooh, a group of owls is called a parliament.
A group of cats is called very disorganized.
Well, a group of thieves should be properly called a den of thieves. So where would we go to find a den of thieves?
Well, I don't know. How many are in a den? Can two people be a den? Because Dee Dee and I could be a den.
Oh, I think I'd rather be a rhinoceros. There are a crash of rhinoceroses. Or is that a rhinoceri?
That men's club downtown would make a pretty good den.
What are you suggesting? That we dress up as men and sneak in? Well, that would be one option.
All right, let's go.
But not the only option.
I'm sensing a plot twist coming here.
We should go to jail. Right. Wait, jail?
Oh, that's very overrated, that place is. No.
No, you know the whole thing about 3 hots in a cot? Well, the food is rarely hot, and the cot is terrible on your back.
I have a theory.
So does Einstein, but he's not helping us solve a massive financial crime.
Well, that's because all things are relative.
Oh, that's true, because you know, back home, everybody's related to everybody else.
They call that inbreeding.
So, let's imagine that we're back at the jail.
Let's not.
Better yet, let's actually be in the jail.
Definitely not.
Come on, let's go.
I'm not going down. I'm not going down.
And right there is the fellow who was arrested in the bank robbery. I said, right there is the fellow who was arrested in the bank robbery. Oh, yoo-hoo! Mr. Robberman. Do you remember me?
Oh God, no, not you. Get away from me. Guards, guards, this is cruel and unusual punishment.
Oh, buck up. It may be cruel, but it wouldn't be unusual if we did it more often.
Come on, you know what to do.
We do.
Oh, right, we do.
No, anything but this.
I can't promise we won't stick you with our hat pins, but that's not what we're here for.
I'll confess to anything you want me to. Just don't stick me again.
What are we here for? I can't figure it out. We're here to make a deal.
What kind of deal?
A fair deal? A square deal? A new deal?
The kind of deal where we let you out in return for you doing a favor for us.
What kind of favor?
Let's just say a quid pro quo. That's Latin for do as we say, and we won't stick you with a hat pin again.
I don't know. I think I'd rather be in jail than trusting any of you.
Oh, in that case, it's just the quid. That's Latin for 5, as in 5 of us.
On the other hand, no reasonable offer is refused, and you do make a reasonable offer.
So, you like to rob banks, do you?
Not particularly. I just like the money.
Let me try this again. You like to rob banks, do you?
Not really. It's quite nerve-wracking, to be honest. So much pressure. But it's one of the few career options available to the unskilled labor that affords the opportunity for quick profit and easy access to the middle class, but the risk-reward ratio is so out of balance, as you can see.
Cece and I just consider that the cost of doing business, don't we, Cece?
When you criminalize poverty, you reduce neither the incidence of poverty nor the number of criminals.
Let's try this a third time. You like to rob banks, do you?
It's a noble profession that goes with roots going back to Robin Hood.
That's better. Remember how I said this was a quid pro quo? Well, this is our pro.
If he was really a pro, he wouldn't have gotten caught.
This isn't some kind of trick, is it?
Of course it's a trick. But the trick's not on you. It's on the people who stole Effie's money and everybody else's money.
I'm completely confused.
Of course you are. You're a man. It can't be helped. But I'll explain it slowly so that even a man can understand. If you want a job done right, you should hire a professional. Are you with me so far?
I think so.
I'm still not sure where this is going, but I want a higher degree of certainty than just, I think so.
Yes, ma'am, I absolutely understand everything you're saying.
Good. So, you tried to rob that bank through the front door, but while you were doing that, someone else was robbing it through the back door.
You've got competition.
Now, we want to steal all of that money back. Now, we ladies could barge into the club and demand the money back.
Oh, yes. What, no?
Or we could dress up as first-class gentlemen and sneak into the club.
Yes, I'd like that one.
Not again. Or we could hire our friendly neighborhood bank robber to do the job for us.
He doesn't look too friendly to me.
You're threatening to run me through with hat pins. That doesn't induce many friendly thoughts.
Well, that all depends on who's doing the thinking, now doesn't it?
So, what do you say? Will you do it? That's not really a question, by the way. It's more along the lines of, will you take out the trash, dear? There's only one correct answer for that.
So let me get this straight. You want me to rob a bunch of rich people and give the money back to who it belongs to.
That's the general premise, yes.
And I don't get to keep any of it.
Well, not unless you were a depositor on register with the bank at the time of its collapse, no.
Lady, I don't think you understand how bank robbery works.
You know, I have 2 point pins. One is sharpened to a fine point, the other is rusty and dull. Which would you prefer?
Oh, it's a scientific experiment. We can use each one and see which one produces the loudest scream. That's the scientific method, by the way.
So when can I start?
That's better. I knew you'd come around, so go on. Off with you now. Go do your robbery thing. Your bail has been paid.
Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am.
And after that, stick to the straight and narrow.
I'm not sure how much I like that word, stick.
Well, that's fine, because Vicky and I don't care much for the straight and narrow part, now do we? It's not very interesting. We much prefer the scenic route.
So now what? We all launch careers in social activism? With our hat pins firmly in hand, we strike a blow for freedom. Or at least strike a blow.
And now, we wait. Here's where you will have to suspend your disbelief again. More time goes by. Our concept of time is a curious thing. Ancient religions depict time as a god and never a goddess. Kronos, in the Greek system, he evolved in our culture into Father Time. Why is it always Father Time and never Mother Time? Why is this? Why is it always Father Time and Mother Nature? Why isn't it Mother Time and Father Nature? Or Mother Time and Mother Nature? Why do abstract concepts like time and nature need to be personified and gendered at all? These are mysteries to be pondered, but they shall have to be pondered another day, because time marches on. Time is apparently very militaristic in that way. And so, we have come to our great denouement.
That's French for something's about to happen.
Our bank robber has made his way inside the club and should be coming out about right now. So, did you do it? Did you find them? Did you track down the culprits who engineered this financial scheme?
Oh, I found them all right.
What did I tell you? I knew my hunch was right. So, did you get the money back? Would you say justice has been done?
I got some of it back.
Some of it. How much?
Enough to live comfortably for quite some time.
What are you talking about?
So I snuck into the club, like I always do.
Yes?
And I cased the joint like you wanted me to. and I saw them there, the wealthiest men and most powerful men in the city.
Yes.
And I pulled my piece and I said, reach for the stars. And I saw them there with their hands in the air, like this.
Touchdown! Score one for our team.
I could see the fear in their eyes.
Oh, I'm liking this. Aren't you liking this?
And then they offered to cut me in on the loot.
Whose side are you on here?
I'm on whatever side offers the better deal.
That's not how this is supposed to work.
Yeah, but that's how this does work.
He's right, you know.
You offered me an opportunity to make a statement about society. They offered me an opportunity to get rich. Not much choice in the matter, should you say?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
I know exactly what he means.
Well, he does have a point there.
How much money are we talking about? Just to give us a general idea, you know.
We like to keep our options open, you know.
That one, a real sadist that one is. They even made me head of security. Said I had a particular aptitude in the field. Of course, I had a gun pointed at them, so that seemed to balance things in my favor just a bit.
All right, ladies, hands in the air.
What's the meaning of this?
The revenge of the patriarchy, most likely.
Careful, they've all got hat pins.
Hat pins, eh? Well, that does it then. Come on now, off you go.
Put your hands off me!
Well, don't worry, Gary. We'll pinch his wallet.
We are to do in cuffs.
Well, perhaps you were expecting a more uplifting ending. Perhaps you were expecting something more hopeful, something more inspiring. But that's not the world we live in now, is it? The world we live in works by its own rules and doesn't follow the ideal narrative arc. Someday maybe women won't have to worry about such problems.
You too, lady. This way.
Maybe in 100 years or so. All right. We know what some of you were thinking. You were thinking that's not the ending that you were hoping for. You were hoping for one of those, and they lived happily ever after kind of stories. But it's not that kind of show.
It's not that kind of world.
But we understand the need for some kind of emotional resolution,
A happy ending.
even if there's no Prince Charming. So, let's offer a different ending, shall we?
Wait up, boys. Wait, don't you mean wait up, girls? Oh, wait, I got it.
What do you hear? My trousers are too tight.
Oh, that's what Uncle Ezekiel used to say. That's why he never wore any. At least that's what he told the judge.
I think the club room is over there. Time to get in costume. I thought we were in costume. Full costume.
Oh, she means the Havanas. I wonder why they call them Havanas. Lots of other cities in Cuba.
Because you wouldn't want to be pulling out your San Juan Hill.
That reminds me of Uncle Ezekiel, too, yeah.
All right, moving on. Does everyone remember who they are?
Oh, this isn't one of those weird meditation things where we have to get in touch with our inner something or other, is it?
I'm afraid my sister is not very reflective.
If you want something reflective, get a mirror.
I'm here to get in touch with my inner capitalist. Sorry, nothing there. I'm afraid I'm a full-on socialist now.
Hey, I'm a capitalist. Just one without all my capital. Your characters. You need to remember your character.
I don't think I have any character.
That's not true. The judge said you were definitely a character.
Not that kind of character. The character you will assume in the club.
Oh, I get it. Like the time we assumed false identities and we impersonated the Queen of England. We would have totally gotten away with it too if anyone would have believed us.
That's why you should always subscribe to a local paper. We had no idea she died in '01. No wonder people looked at us so suspiciously.
Well, they just want you to think she died in '01. She actually boarded a steamer and is living incognito in Australian outback, surrounded by a mob of kangaroos. Or wherever it is we happen to be at the moment. Isn't that right, Dee?
I'm not calling you your
Majesty, unless we think we can pull the wool over somebody's eyes with
no.
that deception.
That's where we came up short. We should have said she was a sheep farmer.
Yep.
The best deceptions are those cloaked in the truth. Not that I would know anything about that. That would be unladylike. Besides, I don't look a day over 20, don't you think? Don't answer that. Back to the business at hand.
Why is it always the business at hand? Why is it never the business at foot? Do you wonder why that is?
You know, Cece, for somebody who thinks so much, sometimes you think very little.
Oh, what can I say? It's a gift.
Charlotte, why don't we start with you?
My name is Charles Q. Hornblower IV. I'm the proprietor for the world's largest company for tubas and other large and impractical instruments. They call me the Brahmin of Brass, the Lord of the Low Notes. Oh, no, can't do it.
I see. Well, I suppose that will
Also the Vicar of the Valves, or as I prefer, the monopolist of the monotones.
And, you, Effie.
I am Ephesus T's Omometer, and I have cornered the market on the outfitting of moose for military purposes. Everything from saddles and stirrups to the mighty animals themselves. God forbid we ever see another war in Europe, but if we do, I predict the victor will be whichever great power has the biggest and best moose cavalry. Remember the doomed souls at the charge of the Light Brigade? The battle for Crimea would have turned out quite differently had there been the charge of the Heavy Brigade. To this day, poets would be singing their praises with just a single word. Moose!
In whose conversion there be tubas playing the bass parts.
Plausible. Completely foolish. But quite plausible. Point of fact, it is said that in the 1600s, the King of Sweden experimented with a moose-mounted cavalry. Some say the experiment failed because moose are a gentle species that are profoundly disinterested in war or any other human folly. Some say it was all a myth, an urban legend. But this much we know for certain. Sweden was never again regarded as one of the great powers. Think about it.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, you could use the antlers to rig up slingshots. Instead of catapults, they would be called musipults. 'Tis truly the age of wonder. Let's just hope the men don't wonder too much. So, what if you two come up with...
We are great explorers. First there was Lewis and Clark, then there was Stanley and Livingstone, and now behold, Cecil and Diesel. We have sailed the 7 seas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them. We have scaled the great mountains and looked out on horizons that others have never seen. Why not? Because it's there. Now, that won't be popularized for half a century, but we can use it for now. We have funded our journeys with subscriptions from our investors, to whom we have promised to deliver our most prized discoveries. The Sasquatch of the Pacific Northwest, the abominable snowman of the Himalayas, or perhaps the rarest species of all, an honest man. We also have no fixed address, which keeps us a step ahead of the creditors.
All right, you might want to just leave off the last part.
So what about you? What's your cover story?
Me? I am Madison Hatfield, the real McCoy. I am the greatest of all industrialists, a purveyor of steel for the eyes, iron for the fists, and gold for the occasional heart. I am both a financier and a philanthropist, which is a fancy way of saying I took money from the rich and give it to the poor, just with a patina of respectability that eluded those in Sherwood Forest. Then again, some cannot see the forest for the trees, now can they? I own both the forest and the trees, every root and every branch, and I intend to stick it to whoever orchestrated this foul plot. And then I will turn another leaf. If a tree falls in a forest, does that mean it doesn't make a sound, or just that there was a conspiracy of silence?
them with brilliance, you can baffle them with something else. If all else fails, we always have our hat pins. Hat pins! Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. Actually, I kind of hope it does. So, shall we get on with the business then? Pip, pip, tally-hoo, and off we go. All right, here's another one of those suspension of disbelief things. You need to imagine that this space right here is the interior of a private gentleman's club. The inner sanctum, if you will. Of course, that would be easier to imagine if we had some actual gentlemen. Come on, step to it. Don't have all night. We don't want Act 2 to run as long as Act 1 did now, do we? No, we don't. We want to get out of these get-ups and go home just as much as you do. Okay. Well, don't just stand there. You'll need some chairs.
Oh, right.
We might be asking the audience to suspend its disbelief, but we can't suspend you three from the ceiling. You'll need something to sit in.
Do you mean engage in physical labor? How undignified for someone of my stature in society.
You get points for staying in character, but if I don't see some chairs out here, you're going to wind up sitting in that gentleman's lap right there. And I don't think he'll be very happy about that.
Got it, 3 chairs.
Men. Much better. So, as I was saying, imagine this as the lounge of a most exclusive club. A domain of the wealthiest and most powerful men in the city. A place where only the finest things are served. A place where the air is rarefied.
No?
No. Let's just imagine that went right the first time. As I was saying, a place where the air is rarefied, cigars are fresh, the bourbon runs straight, and the chairs are all appropriately upholstered. Let us begin. The game's afoot.
I do say, frightful crash we had there. Positively frightful. But the market is looking up now. I see a great turnaround ahead.
Just a modest adjustment, a little adjustment. Everything is A-okay.
Rising tide lifts all boats. Unless, of course, it swamps them and drowns the whole crew.
I guess they should have had a bigger boat.
I prefer a yacht myself.
That's what happens when you try to swim in the ocean. The big fish will eat the small fisher, and that's how you get even bigger fish.
Gentlemen, to the catch of the day.
To the catch of a lifetime.
Hey, that's the fellow whose wallet I found. Found in a very loose sense. What can I say? We're very loose women. Speak for yourself. I'm not even a woman right now, loose or otherwise.
Gentlemen.
Oh, right.
Remember who you are.
The subterfuge.
The stratagem!
Or as we used to say back home, outright fraud and deception. The good old days.
So, here we have Goldpick, Pennywise, and Dollarman. Or Dollarman? Yeah, anyway, there they are. And here we are.
I agree. I don't see how men stand these things.
Oh, you were trying to get their attention. Carry on.
Excuse me, do I know you?
I don't remember accepting new members into the club.
Oh, please allow me to introduce myself.
I am a gentleman of wealth and taste. What, too soon?
Only by about half a century.
Oh, what can I say? I'm ahead of my time.
As I was saying, we are all wealthy industrialists from out of town. Fabulously wealthy. Fantastically wealthy.
Oh, freakishly wealthy. Or maybe just freakish.
We're on the guest list. You can check it if you want.
I didn't even know we had a guest list.
They'll never check, and if they do, we can probably run faster. As I was saying, we're here in town looking to invest quite a bit of money.
Definitely quite a bit.
All that fabulous wealth you mentioned.
The freakish wealth. You just like saying the word freak.
Well, it's a very good word. It reminds me of the family reunions we used to have with all the cousins and everyone would get together.
I assure you we come by our freakishness quite naturally. We inherited it.
Here's where you need to imagine a series of long and quite detailed introductions to win their confidence.
Their hearts and minds.
Or, more to the point, dupe them into thinking we really are who we say we are.
Skills that someday we will call politics.
Business cards might be exchanged, letters of introduction offered, mutual acquaintances discussed.
Cigars smoked.
for the word fictional. Oh, duplicitous. Deceptive.
I say it takes one to know one, so let's just let Maddie get on with things now, shall we? So, we heard that the First National Bank was a good place in which to deposit all of the money we filched. I mean, our hard-won fortune.
Not always a contradiction in terms, mind you.
A good, sturdy institution.
Solid. Reputable. But most of all, discreet, if you catch my drift.
The First National, you say?
Funny you bring that up.
The First National had a bit of a hiccup, as it were.
What sort of a hiccup?
More of a complete and utter collapse, if we must be honest.
Oh, the investors ruined. Poor bastards.
Oh, that's quite a shame. Isn't that quite a shame?
There's definitely some shame involved here. Or will be.
I expect the board members will have to all skip town. The ignominy of it all, you know.
Plus, the rates for the cruise lines in the South Pacific are quite attractive these days.
Nothing like a little South Seas vacation to wash away the disgrace.
And then return fully loaded, credited all to the tropical breeze and some unexpected good fortune in the Australian gold mines.
Not that we'd ever take part in such a duplicitous scheme. No, sirree.
Wouldn't be cricket. Might be profitable, but wouldn't be cricket.
How much money did you say you had to invest?
Let's just say it's equal to the sum of all of the deposits of the Rock Solid Bank and Trust of Overtheresville.
Did you say the Rock Solid Bank and Trust of...
Not so loud.
Isn't that the bank that...
Gave us the idea for our fraudulent scheme. I mean, the bank that collapsed and caused such a sensation that desperate depositors were forced to write strongly worded letters to the editor?
That trust part was definitely overrated.
You see, the thing is we have a need to invest our money rather quickly, if you know what I mean.
We don't like to carry around so much hard currency.
It's an invitation to thieves.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And we do so hate thieves.
How much did you say we had? Oh, I'm curious now.
So perhaps you can understand our dilemma. If the Rock Solid Bank and Trust of Overtheresville is no longer in business,
Gone under.
collapse, kaput, we thought the only right and proper thing to do would be to convey our currency here and invest in your First National Bank of Somersville.
But if that bank is gone...
We find ourselves in a bit of a quandary.
So tell us, where exactly do you keep your money? Yes, tell us, so that we might profit off your example.
Well, I suppose there's no harm in telling you fellows.
You seem like respectable gentlemen.
You might say men of honor. All right, don't just stand there. Gather round.
Oh, what a novel idea!
It's the only place you can safely keep your money. You definitely don't want to be keeping it around in your wallet. I had a bad experience with that once. Still a sore subject.
I'm going to go avail myself of some fresh air.
A relative term, mind you. The area in the earlier 20th century was full of natural chemicals, assuming you count sulfur dioxide, mercury, benzene, and thousands of other carcinogenic chemicals as natural.
Mr. Diesel, join me, won't you? I believe I shall, Mr. Cecil. I believe I shall. Rather fancy the brisk air of freedom. The smell of money for the taking.
Now, we must ask you to envision what happened after these great titans of industry revealed their terrible secret. Or was it that these terrible titans of industry revealed their great secret? No matter, we shall reveal that shortly. But first, we must reveal what happened before these great and terrible titans had any secrets to reveal at all. We're not exactly linear here. Linear is so overrated.
I, Jeremiah Goldpitt, plotted how I might strengthen my grip on the market for certain raw materials, and in the process overthrow the governments of several small Central American nations. I, as expected, exploited the peasants as well. I believe Mr. Darwin would have approved. I know I did.
I, Ezra K. Pennywise, made my first fortune by extracting the mineral wealth of Earth and turning it into the monetary wealth of a single man. The critics, of which there were many, claimed that my days were numbered because eventually those minds would play out. But then I discovered that if I could dominate the markets for essential goods and manipulate the prices, that I could extract riches from the poverty of the working class. It's a miracle! And a never-ending source of wealth, turning their poverty into my plutocracy. The critics, of which there are still many, say things like how I am a robber baron. But here's something that they never say, that the poverty of the working class will be exhausted the way the mine sometimes are.
I, Jacob J. Dollarman, am a simple man. I like to make money. As much of it as possible, and by whatever means are possible. A famous bank robber will someday say, I like to rob banks because that's where the money is. He's right, you know. He just has the wrong methods. Why go all to the trouble of putting on a mask and telling everyone to reach for the sky? That's bank robbery for beginners. That way you can only take what you can carry away. But when you own the bank, why, people will bring you money, give it to you. Hundreds of them, thousands of them. But of course, they expect it to be there when they need it. But we have a word for those types of people now, don't we? We call them suckers.
The deed is done. Quite simple, really.
So, you keep all of your money in a safe here in the club? Brilliant!
Safest place you can keep it. Nobody would ever expect it to be here.
And we only admit the best sorts of people here anyway.
No man in the
Worse.
city.
All depends on your point of view, but my point of view is generally from the top looking down.
No man in the city would suspect that their banker would defraud their own banks and keep the money right here in their own private club while in public they bang their chest and rend their garments about the Great Panic, while pretending to leave town supposedly in disgrace, when in fact embarking on a round-the-world adventure paid for by the sweat and toil of the laboring classes.
You're right. No man would ever think of that. But some woman might.
What's the meaning of this?
I am completely confused.
I'm afraid I'm not.
Ladies, what did you discover?
Okay. It was exactly as they described. It was a large walk-in vault with a combination lock.
They've breached the vault room.
No need for alarm. The vault is completely impregnable.
That one is pointing a weapon at me. I believe I have reason to be alarmed.
I supervised the installation of the vault myself. You'd need a blowtorch to cut through it.
That's likely true.
What about the lock? What if someone picks the lock?
Impossible. Finest invention of the age. A lock that cannot be picked.
Unless you happen to have a hat pin to jimmy the locking mechanism, in which case it only took, 57 seconds?
And you wouldn't believe how much they had in there. But that's not the best discovery we made, though.
Oh, what is it? Gold bullion? Silver ingots? Let me guess. Diamonds? Diamonds really are a girl's best friend, especially if they're convertible into cash.
Oh, I was going to say Bitcoin, but maybe once again I'm ahead of my time.
Pockets! You'll never believe how many pockets men's clothing has.
I believe some of this is mine, fellows.
Don't worry, plenty more where that came from.
And we know where that all came from, now don't we?
This is outrageous.
Oh, I agree.
This is preposterous.
Perhaps, but audiences seem to prefer a happy ending.
This is, perhaps, I suppose, what we deserve if there were any justice in the world.
Oh, that's a rather big loophole, isn't it?
Big enough to drive a steam locomotive through.
Let's not get derailed here. See what I did there? So what shall it be? Rough justice or redistribute the wealth? Rough justice! Redistribute the wealth! Or why not both? That's the spirit. Come
let's help him out.
Cece, when did you become such a team player?
Well, I'm not really. I just like pitching people with my hat pin.
Yeah.
Hey!
It wasn't my idea. It was all his idea.
Oh, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Little late for that, buddy. Little late for that.
Ow!
So, you wanted a happy ending. There's your happy ending. Effie gets her money back, so do all of the other depositors. The rapacious manipulators of the market get some kind of justice, rough or otherwise. But we also know that this is fiction. And in fiction, you can have a happy ending anytime the writer wants to write one. In the real world, though, we are all authors. And if we want the real world to have that same kind of uplifting, and they lived happily ever after kind of story, well, then it's up to us to write it, now isn't it? And you don't even